All right, now, what's the end purpose of God in marriage? Turning to Genesis 2, verse 24, let me point out to you that marriage was originated in the mind of God. Adam didn't think up marriage. He didn't even know about marriage. He didn't even know he needed a wife. The whole thing was planned by God. All the rules for it were laid down by God, and the end purpose of it was established by God. Marriage, according to the Bible, is totally divine in its origin. It's not a human social contract. It's a divine ordinance. And the purpose in it is unity. And again, we come to the same biblical fact. If you study the Bible, there's only one basis for unity between men and women, or men and men, and it is covenant. Without covenant, there is no real enduring unity. And so this is what God said about marriage in Genesis 2:24. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. The purpose is unity. The old King James said, a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. I like that. You see, the key to marriage is the two words, leave and cleave. And if you don't leave, you cannot cleave. If you're not willing to step out of your parental background and make a totally new start, that marriage won't work. Millions of marriages are spoiled by mothers-in-law and parents that want to control the couple and keep them under their thumb. And it never works. Parents, don't you meddle with your children's marriages, all right? Because you won't help. It may not be going well, but you'll make it worse. It's leave and then cleave. In many, many cultures, the real reason for homes that are not successful and marriages that don't really work is that the culture teaches that the man usually shall cleave to his father and mother. And there's a loyalty that stands between him and being loyal to his wife. I want to point out to you that marriage is not a matter of social customs or culture. There are lots of things that are, and the Bible makes room for them. But all the teaching about marriage and home in the Bible is based on two things: the eternal relationships in the Godhead between the Father and the Son, and the purpose of God in creation. And those never change. It doesn't matter what the culture is, what the nationality is, what the language is. God's purpose there does not change. You see, a lot of people have got the idea today that marriage is an experiment. That's totally wrong. It's a commitment. And you can't make an experiment of commitment, do you understand? And when you make a commitment, the commitment you make releases the grace that you need. But if you don't make the commitment, you can't claim the grace. It's faith. But without faith, what? It's impossible to please God. See, there's no other basis but faith. It's a risk. Getting married is a real risk. I'll be honest with you. Not prepared to take a risk, you better stay unmarried. It's a faith risk. I'd like to say something else. This is not a rule for everybody, but never have I chosen my own wife. In each of my marriages, God showed me clearly, specifically, and supernaturally whom I was to marry. And I'm glad He did, because God knows I'm not a very good judge of character. I deal well in the abstract and the concepts, but when it comes to people, I'm easily fooled. But God didn't give me the opportunity to be fooled. He made the decision for me. I'll tell you something else which is purely personal. I've never been anywhere but Jerusalem for a wife.